Honest. Kiss goodbye to Biafra. Biafra had any pure news. You'll be only running around in circles. You can never come. It is the kingdom of heaven itself. You want to do something that is happening in heaven, on earth, for mankind to see and testify to the goodness of the Lord. You have to be of the courage. You have to be without fear in the face of your enemies. If you are without fear before your enemies will run from you. Rather than you running from them, your enemies will run from you. If you speak the truth always, regardless of the consequences, lies will run from you. You must protect those who cannot protect themselves, not to steal from them. I repeat, it is your job as a child of heaven, IPOB family member, to protect those who cannot protect themselves. That is your job. Not to kidnap them, not to rob them. You must be of good conduct. That's Chiku Okike Abia left. If these conditions are not in place, Biafra will not come. Biafra Gahabia. Going to a native doctor, Dibianyanzu cannot save you. If you want Biafra, it doesn't work. We don't believe in that rubbish. Chukwukikabiam is our shield and our guide. We don't commune with darkness. I am warning all 17 commanders, all our commanders, we don't commune with the devil. We don't do audacious. We believe in the protection that Chukwukikabiam can offer. The weapon you need to protect yourself is your gun and your ammunition. We don't commune with spirit.
Yeah, I want to welcome you to this live broadcast today. Thank you for joining in wherever you're watching from. Today is the 30th day of May 2023. And today is very fundamental to the soul of Biafra. Today is fundamental to the soul of Biafra. I say it one more time. Today is fundamental to the soul of Biafra. And I want you to understand that Biafra has a soul. And that soul is you and I. And the soul of Biafra has been pierced. Some of our people have been killed. Some of our people have paid the ultimate price. That is why today is fundamental to the soul of Biafra. I want to welcome you today. This is 4 minutes past 5 p.m. Biafra time today, 30th of May 2023. And before we go further, we're going to maintain 1 minute silence for those who have paid the price. May Chukwukike Abiyama avenge their souls. May their souls fight. May they be avenged by the Most High God whom we serve. Because Biafra must come. And Biafra will not suffer this loss or these losses and still not come. As long as we cannot revert, we cannot reverse their death. As long as we cannot reverse what have happened to them. As long as we can't reverse and bring back those people who have been killed, so also the downfall of Nigeria, the downfall of the enemies of truth, the downfall of those who are doing everything to make sure that truth does not stand or it does not see the light of the day, their downfall will not be reversed by anything created, because it has been sanctioned by the Spirit. It has been sanctioned by God himself. And everyone who is feeding on the blood of Biafrans, anyone who is profiting from the blood of the dead, anyone who is using the name of Biafra in vain, using the name of Biafra to enrich themselves, to build their empire, anyone who is profiting, who is making money because of the blood of the people negatively, anyone who has decided to blackmail, to destroy, to torture the spirit of the dead, they shall be consumed, they shall be destroyed, and they shall suffer the consequences. They shall not be spared by God, Chukokike. They shall not be spared, because the blood of these innocent people are crying from the grave. The blood of the innocent people are crying, and they shall be avenged. That is why we're here. Welcome to this broadcast. Please share on all your social media platforms. Today we shall be discussing critically, especially in respect to the things that have happened to us and how much more we can look back and see these things, and then how we should look forward and make sure that the things that have happened get results in our time. Before we go on, I'm going to be displaying some of these pics of these children. And anytime I see these pictures, I want to imagine that maybe it is my wife and my son that is in this place. Maybe it is my wife and my son that is in this bush, hiding, and my son is starving. And I am also, maybe I've been killed, or maybe I'm somewhere too fighting. And these kinds of things are happening to our people. Our people suffer these kinds of things. Just imagine that my son is one of these ones here, suffering hunger, and I'm seeing them dying gradually. These are the things, the price that these ones paid. The decision to fight for truth, to fight against injustice, the decision to fight against every evil, the decision to fight cost them so much, cost them their strength, cost them their lives, cost them their future, cost them everything that they would have been able to do to bring about change in this world. We lost millions of our people. We lost millions of the souls. We have been travailing for years. We see how our people suffered, walking for miles and distances, long distance, seeking for refuge, seeking for peace. Some of them were bombed as they walked this way. Bomb thrown from the helicopters, and it will blow up that place and bury them immediately. Some of them suffered so much. Everyone in Biafra land at that time was undergoing evil. They were all undergoing evil. Even the ones in other aspects, in other places, in other parts of the zoo, the contraption, they suffered very, very, very well. They suffered so much. Look at these beautiful kids. They would have been fathers today. They would have given their own quarter to life. they would have been part of those, maybe their lives would have impacted so many people today. Maybe amongst them would have seen graduates, would have seen great people who would have been great in Biafra land. Amongst them, maybe. Of course, amongst them. But to suffer all of this, and you can see how bones of our people were gathered, arranged, as if they were commodities in the market, as if they were products for sale. Our people were killed, were murdered, were killed, were humiliated, were starved. Our people suffered destruction, disaster. Our people suffer so much. And in the same vein, when somebody like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu rose up to rescue the people, he's in chains and still by the same people who are so wicked. And our people in our midst sold them out. But today we remember these great heroes. We remember the heroines. We remember them from the depth of our heart. And we pay our respect to them. We pray that their soul will support to hunt the evil of the people who are betraying in our land today. Of the people who are betraying in our land today. Their soul will not rest until it is avenged. Listen to one of the ladies whose father was killed in the north. Listen to what she said in this video.
Of Biafra.
We've lived in the north for so many years, and the reward the houses could give my poor father was to kill him. He was the first man killed in the May massacre. After being chased for some few yards, they shot at him, and then when they got him, they had to slice him into two. Like, you know, when you want to slice your bread into two. A human being being sliced into two. Can you imagine such a thing? Biafra is going to emerge as a nation. You know, despite the support of Britain, Russia, Egypt, and some other friends of Nigeria, we all will surely come out as a nation because we are fighting a just cause. Even a little child on the street will tell you this. We shall never go back to Nigeria again. God's grace will surely emerge as a nation. And so, as far as this war continues, we'll fight to the last man.
Måneder, og man vet ennå ikke om den kommer, eller om den vil lykkes om den kommer. Begge parter står steilt på sitt, krigen kan trekke i langdrag, og de vergeløse får lide videre. Doctor, you tell me that the children that you got here in this compound now are not the worst cases.
No, they are not worst cases at all. They are not. We have had worse cases than that.
Yes. Now, you sent away some recently.
Yes, we did. In fact, about 2 days ago, we sent away about 50. And the 50 cases we sent away were really very bad. They are really very bad.
And you have a possibility of sending some children to other countries.
Oh, yes, we do.
Yes.
We have the possibility.
How do you get them out?
But, oh, well, people come, then they are flown away. They come down here, then we choose those that should be taken away, those we know that are difficult for us to keep here or treat because we don't have enough drugs and not enough food. So they are picked up and then flown away.
What would you estimate would be the chance of survival for these?
Oh, well, some of them have very good chances if there is enough food and enough drug. But without enough food and enough drug, the chances are just bad. So I could say that some of them have chance of about, say, 50-50.
I see. And these are people who come from hiding, come from the bush.
Oh yes, some of them have been in hiding for quite a long time. You know, when the Nigerian soldiers come in there and they know that they will be killed, so they just run into the bush. They stay there for quite a long time, nothing for them to eat, and so they develop this kwashiorkor, which is malnutrition, and then they come out so sickly. And then they are brought down here, and we have to see all what we can do to help them and treat them.
I see. And there's no question of surrendering for these people, despite...
Oh, no, that doesn't come into question at all. Because we know that surrendering means death. It means torture, it means death. It means something worse than this. That doesn't come into question at all. We are not thinking about it. And may I ask, will you actually advise us to surrender?
I'm asking questions.
I see. No, that doesn't come into question at all. We don't think about it. We know what it means. It just means death for us all. No, we are not going to surrender.
Do you think the world is slow in understanding what's
Very,
going on?
very slow indeed. In fact, I was so surprised that the world could be so slow in thinking. I never knew that man could be like this. I had always thought that man is a reasonable, understanding creature that feels the woes, the troubles of others. But I didn't know that man, especially those who are in power, those who rule, that they could be so wicked and so hardened that they cannot just feel the trouble, the woes of others, and that they could just determine to starve a whole people and to kill a whole people. No, the world is so slow in understanding. But in any case, I must add that I am glad that among all these, there are always a few people who do understand, and then gradually they make others feel. And I must say that I'm also glad that the world is now getting awakened to the realities of the situation.
Sweeping over the town, strafing and dropping rockets as they move. Yesterday, 27 people were killed and about 300 were injured. At precisely 1:30 every day, they come over the town as the marketplace is full, as patients are sitting out on the lawns at hospitals, and the clinics with children in them are moving in their exercise grounds. Here comes the next one. He's flying the other side of the mission church, sweeping to the right. Just above the mission there, one MiG-17. Less than 300 feet high, strafing the ground as they move, dropping incendiary bombs and fragmentation bombs in the marketplaces around here. Yeah. To our right, there's one sweeping high over the trees, coming in for his second run now, positioning himself for the next run in. This mission, St. Finbus, is surrounded by Bofor guns, ACAC guns. They have no radar. They have to wait until they see the aircraft before they can give themselves time to load and fire and give the people surrounding this time to prepare themselves. There goes another one. This one hasn't fired, obviously positioning himself, and there's another one at 400 feet, banking low over the town, firing in straight anything else there. We are in a particularly vulnerable spot here. Incendiaries, people in the bush. Listen, here comes another one. This is their 7th run in. The time is 1:45 on Saturday.
Does it disturb you, and does it ever cross your mind that our people actually went through all of these? And yet, we have people in this current generation that can make up their mind to use Biafra project as fraud. That after these kinds of things that our people experienced, what you're seeing, the videos you're seeing are real. This is not a movie. Blowing up our territory, killing our people, maiming. You can imagine those kids. I'll still show that video again. I'll play it again later on. You saw the skin of that baby like as if it's a towel. It was fluffy. The skin of that baby was fluffy. It was like the skin was wrapped around its body, or his body or her body. They were so hungry that, oh my. You see, when you want to know the level of wickedness of the heart of man, it's when men find themselves in a position when they are supposed to do something about the situation of others. And that is when you know how heartless people can be. Our people were in fact, it was like a whole lot of things happening in our land that cost, within 3 years and a half, it cost over 5 million souls. Forget about those statistics they give you, 3 million. Or the later they tell you it's 1 million. The later they tell you about, we are talking about the death of our people over in the whole of the contraption from before the war. When it started in 1966, the May massacre in Kanu and all those places, the Asaba massacre and everything, we lost millions of people. And yet, in this our generation, we have people who have the conscience to trade the Biafra movement for money, who have that conscience. Now look at the whole shenanigans today. Look at the whole rubbish that is happening. Look at the whole, let me leave the DOS, because those ones, in fact, they're not somebody. We just know that they have lost it. Because for the singular action of trivializing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's kidnap and extraordinary rendition, that alone has condemned them. We know that it's not all of them that were part of the kidnap, but we know that the majority of them were part of that kidnap and extraordinary rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now, we are looking at Simon, who came up and we all thought that he is going to, or he was real. Look at today, you see that he has trivialized the issue of the Heroes Day. The death of these people don't concern him. And he refused to talk about the lockdown today because it won't give him glory, because Chike Doziem came to talk about it. So as long as he's not the one who announced it, it won't give him the glory. So he's not going to promote it. Biafra project has become a political program for them. Look at the lives of the people. Look at the souls of the people. Look at the situation. Look at the situation our people went through. I think I got to project these pictures again for people to see. When people can have the courage to... Now look at what is happening in Biafra land today. This same Biafra project is what Simon is playing games with our people. The same tactics he used before the 150 days calculation or countdown on so. He will come and tell you 10, Biafra 0 and Biafra 10, Nigeria 0. Playing with the lives of our people. Playing with the lives of our people, for God's sake. In the end, we'll see dead bodies of our young men, our women. In the end, and look at what look at what his e-frogs are doing today on media, on media space, in the media space, telling you that today it is Biafra 20, Nigeria 0. Sorry, Biafra, yes, Biafra 20, Nigeria 0. Because they want to justify the issue of their so-called destroying the barracks, destroying the police barracks, destroying the military barracks, and all of that. Playing with the souls of our people, playing with the lives of our people, trading, messing our people up, spitting on the grave of the dead. Look at this woman. Imagine this is your wife. Imagine this is your sister. Imagine that is your son. Imagine that is your brother. And Simon and his e-frogs, they have the guts to spit on the graves of the fallen heroes and heroines. They have the, look at the evil going on. People are profiting out of Biafra movement, out of Biafra struggle. People are profiting from this whole thing. People are trading on the lives of the people of the dead. Spitting into the blood that had been shed. How can we allow this kind of nonsense to continue? How? And we have people who are supporting these people. We have people who are supporting this evil, this impunity. We have people who support financially to continue to kill ourselves, to continue to kill our people, supporting financially the evil against our people, supporting financially the evil against our people. People died for this thing. People died for this thing. Look at one idiot here telling me I should name the names of those who were part of. Didn't you? Are you not an idiot? Didn't you hear Kanu tell you? Didn't you hear them tell you? Chike Joseph said Kanu knew about the stuff before the day he was kidnapped. That the secretary knew. That some of them in the DOS also knew. Didn't you hear Chike Joseph and Co tell you that they know about the plan against Mazen and the Kanu? When people come here, you think we are here to joke? Or you don't reason when people make statements, you can't read between the lines? You call yourself Melissa. No wonder you bear nonsense names. Fernandez. Look at. Does the idiot know what Fernandez mean? Somebody tells you that before Mazen Amkano was kidnapped, we had an intel. Chikedozie Chinasa Wonri said it. It doesn't tell you that person who says they have an intel is an accomplice. You don't have brains. You want me to reason for you? Making unnecessary statements. You think we're here to joke? Biafra struggle have become where you people come and talk nonsense. Because your family member, you don't know those who have died. You didn't experience those nonsense. I mean, those things that happened to the people. You didn't experience that kind of thing that Nigeria did to the people. You didn't experience it. You come here to tell me that I should name the people. You don't have brains to think. Do you know what it means to be intelligent? It simply means to put one and one together to know some stuff. That's what it means to be intelligent. When somebody tells you that there was an intel about Mazen Amkano to be kidnapped, what does that tell you? Simple, common sense. You're coming here to tell me to tell you names. There was a meeting. Even if you didn't hear anything, for instance, let's just say you didn't hear anything, for the fact that Mazen Amkano was extraordinarily rendition, kidnapped, and the DOS refused to set a panel of inquiry for 2 years, nothing. That alone should tell you something if you are smart and wise, because you are dumb. So you come to this Hollow platform to come and trade words, political words and statements here. I should tell the names of the idiots everywhere. You think I have time to come and romance your stupidity? We're talking about people who have died. We're talking about millions of souls that have gone. And you're coming to tell me about, I should tell you the names of those. People, because not only did people die during the war, before the war, people died. During the war, people died. Since then, people have been dying. Since then, people are still dying for this project of Biafra. Somebody called themselves Fernandez and come here to make noise. No panel of inquiry. How did, for the fact that some hands are pointing towards some people, Kanu Takano, the secretary of Mazin Namdekano, Chike Doziem, China Sanworu, that's made a statement about they having the information about Mazin Namdekano's kidnap. Ejiofor. No, but in spite of the fact that there are people who are suspects, no panel of inquiry. Everything is just like that. Everything is just like that. Then Simon comes up and become the worst. Cash into the situation and defraud the people. Defraud the people. Everything you people politicize. Everything to you is gain. Everything to you. You heard Mazin Namdekano, you can never get Biafra in 1 trillion years unless you stand for the truth. So if you are thinking of Biafra in these lies that you dance around, you are just wasting your time. And let me tell you, if you think that you are enjoying wherever you are, calamity will meet you. As long as you are part of those who are carrying out actions that is delaying Biafra or restricting Biafra. If you think that you are going to enjoy yourself, if you are abroad, you're going to enjoy yourself and die normal death. No. For the fact that, and your generation will suffer it, for the fact that you are betraying the cause because you think that you can cash in or cash out from it. You cannot betray the Biafra cause and go free. In your generations to come, also, they will suffer it. You can't. You can't come here and ask stupid questions and think you're going to go scot-free. The spirit of Biafra hears everything. The spirit of the dead, the blood crying from the ground, hears what you say. If you don't know, if you think it's just here because you are supporting one group of criminals and the other, so you come anytime the issues are raised about them, you come to defend them because you don't reason. Look at Simon coming today to tell us Biafra 30, Nigeria 0. That they are taking them up, or they are taking them up from air. They are dealing with Nigerians from the air and from the ground. How? How? This so-called Fernandez, you didn't hear when Chikodism said that Kanunta and Co knew about it. They knew about the kidnap of Mazin Namdekano for 8 days. Nobody said anything. You didn't know about that. You didn't hear that, or you adapt, or you don't know. Even in developed places where people are reasonable, one person dies, there is a panel of inquiry. There will be investigation. Police will go. There will be investigation. In normal climes where people reason, and the leader of over 70 million people, which we, of course, will hear that today we are up to 120 million all over the nations of the world. The leader of about 120 million people was kidnapped, extraordinarily renditioned, and the people under him who are serving under the office that is directly connected to him cannot raise a panel of inquiry because each of them are indicted in that thing. Common sense. When you bear rubbish names, you don't reason. Fernandez or whoever that idiot is, I will call you idiot. I'll keep saying calling you idiot because for you to come on this day to ask me that kind of nonsense question here. I don't insult people, but I will keep calling you idiot because an idiot is somebody who don't reason. If you are the leader of DOS, the head of the DOS, for instance, let's say Mazin Namdekano, aside Mazin Namdekano, the head of the DOS, Common sense, doesn't it tell you that you should have called for a panel? It's common sense. For the fact that they refused to call for a panel, in spite of the fact that we have been asking for panel for almost 2 years. For the fact that they have not called for a panel should even make you ask questions. Got the idiot telling me I want to be relevant. I think I came here for business. Get that idiot out of this place. I want to be relevant. Relevant to risk my life to be relevant. you are just insane. I'm risking my life. You're telling me I want to be relevant. If you want to be relevant too, come out. Come and put your face on screen like this and let it be shown everywhere. The reason why we supported Simon is because we knew that the so-called DOS members have failed. And so we wanted to support someone who is going to come all out and do the right thing. And when we supported him, he failed. Even you, the so-called Fernandez, if you were in that position where we could see that we could support you, we will support you. But the truth is that whenever we support people, we are not God. We can't know what is in their heart. And you're coming to tell me that we failed by supporting him. Who told you we failed? We did what we were supposed to do. And you that didn't support him then also, you failed because you kept on holding on to the failure of those ones who kidnapped Mazin Amdekano. So for the fact that you said nothing then and you kept supporting those people, it means that you are even more evil. But for the fact that we came out and started supporting somebody on a neutral ground, should tell you that we are seeking for the best. And we are not the one to determine whether that person fails or pass. When God chose Samuel in the Bible, that's why people are daft. When God chose Samuel from the Bible, God chose him and said, I've chosen Saul, not Samuel. When God chose Saul, God said, anoint him. He's the one I've called. He's the one I've ordained. When Saul failed, God still said, I have rejected him. Even God himself calls somebody his best candidate. And when the person failed, God said, I've rejected you. That is how it works. You choose people. When you choose them, when they fail, you reject them. That is how reasonable people behave. Don't come here to say for even choosing them, you failed. So you are telling me that God failed when he chose Saul? Is that what you're saying? That's when God chose Saul, God failed. You're a clown. You're telling me that when God chose Saul, God failed because Saul failed. So because we chose Simon, he now failed the people. We have now failed. Don't mind the Fernandez. They don't have they don't have real names. Fernandez. What is Fernandez? Do we have any name like Fernandez? Are we Latin Americans? Do we have any name in Biafra land like that? Fernandez, Melissa. They don't even they don't even have identity. So why would they be able to reason well? They don't reason well. I'm angry today. I'm very angry. When I look at the death that have happened in our land, when I see how people were killed, look at that baby's body, like as if they wrapped the baby towel. The skin was falling, was squeezing, like it was towel, like it was towel put on the baby, like a towel. You know when you put towel on something, like this, the skin was just like, oh Lord, fluffy on the body of the baby, like a towel. And someone will come here and still play politics with the lives of the people. You play politics with the lives of the people. You are evil. You are evil, and evil will not depart from your generations to come to the fourth generation. Evil will not depart from your house. Those of you who are profiting from the blood of Biafrans, those of you who are using this as business, those of you who have made money, profited because of the death of the people, and you are killing those of you who are supporting those who are killing and making money by blood money from the lives and the souls of the people. Those of you who are indirectly or directly supporting Simon Ekpa, who is killing, maiming our people, destroying our people. Today we have had our people die. Has he ever mentioned the men who have died? Did he mention the Igwe that died, or the Eze that died at Oguta too? Did he mention it at Izombe and all of that? Did he mention it? Even the men that were killed, Butuzo's men that were working under him, that were killed when they went to go kidnap, to do robbery and all of that, that were killed. They were set ablaze also. Did he mention any of them? You see how you see how dumb, you see how dumb some of them are. I don't know what kind of brain, even the brain of fowl, even if the brain of fish is vital, more vital. Look at this one. Look at this one. Why should they call for inquiry when MNK told them who kidnapped him? DOS also everything. Just imagine constituting nuisance. That is why these kinds of people cannot pass exam. They cannot keep their home. They cannot even do. And we have all. I don't blame them. We have people who are dull, so we should expect them. Because somebody saying that, why should somebody who is in jail is telling you who kidnapped him? Don't you see how daft you are? Somebody who is in jail, he was going to the airport, and then as he was coming out of the car, they rushed at him and took him. So you mean from that point they rushed at him and took him? He knows who kidnapped him. Somebody goes to the police station to report a case of kidnap. So the police now will now go to look for the person who kidnapped, or the person who have been kidnapped, or somebody comes to rob you in your house. Police will now come to ask you and tell you to tell them who stole from you, when you have already reported that robbers attacked you and you don't know, you are just going on the street and robbers attacked you. So you will be the one to know who attacked you. Is it not by investigation, from the confession you make and then the investigation the police will make, that you will get the facts? Let's just assume that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has a premonition or an idea of those who kidnapped him, because the person who told him to come to the airport is also a suspect. The people he has discussed with, they are all suspects. What then happens? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in a situation where he is restricted. Even the information he has, he cannot even work on them. So what happens is this: once there is a clue from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the next thing that happens is that the DOS will set a panel of inquiry. Then they will begin to look at the information. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said this. Then they will begin to analyze, look at the situation, and begin to make call the secretary, question the secretary, call Kanunta, question him, call other people who Chikodezem himself, call Chinansa, who said that they had intel before the time. Common sense. Common sense. Oh, Lord have mercy. I'm going to play that video again for those people who are just joining, and for us to see this. I want you to observe everything in this video. Observe the children. If you have conscience. If you have conscience. Because if you have conscience, after watching this today, you would not support criminality. Even Mazi Nnamdi Kanu tells you that when you support criminality, you will never get Biafra. And yet, do you people really want Biafra? Do you people really want Biafra? Because even the person who was given the mandate or the message from Elohim to us is telling us the only way we cannot get Biafra through unrighteousness, or through patronizing demons, or through lies, We cannot get Biafra through lies, through patronizing demons, through carrying out evil. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it. And yet you are here defending evil, defending lies, defending the indefensible. What does that tell you? You are not ready to get Biafra. You're not. You are not. I'm going to play the video again. And that's why he says, I find the video too painful. These are the kinds of things we should be watching. Some of you, all they do is they watch rubbish on their phones. These are the things you should be watching, so that the spirit in you will be angry. So that when you see lies, you would fight it. Because people have died for this. People have died for this, for God's sake. Oh, ye evil people. People have died for this. Look at the politics Simon is playing today. Today he refused to announce the Heroes Day. The so-called DOS mentioned they mentioned sit at home because they are the ones who mentioned it. Simon didn't talk about it. Playing games with the lives of our people. To them, it's about their interest. To them, it's about their ego. And you are out here messing up by supporting this evil. Evil will not depart from your life and your family to the 4th generation. You see the blood of the people. God was telling Cain, the blood of Abel is crying from the ground. Let me tell you something about blood. Blood is fundamental to the sustenance of life, dead or living. Blood is so fundamental to the sustenance of life. When a life is cut short, forget it. That life has the ability to hunt the evil that cut it short. So when you see evil increasing in the world today, it is simple. The blood of evil, the blood of the people, the blood of those who have died, cut by evil or killed by evil, will cry out. That's it. Conan View Media. Correct. You're correct. Now that you have to reveal, when you say he has not said anything, before you know it, he'll say it. When you tell him this, he'll go. He always want to. Bruce Friend came out and talked about Mazin Americano says it. Suddenly he started posting about Mazin Americano's health. Mazin Americano has ear problem, blah blah blah. This is someone who has been quiet. All he's doing is showing pictures online. So if I now decide to go now and tell you that, and now I just wear this room now I am in, I just look for Mazin Americano picture, post somewhere, and look for Ojukwo's picture, post somewhere, and all of that, and then put H seats, and then put one Biafra flag, and tell you this is I have opened a liaison office for Biafra. You'll just be you say it's an achievement. You see how dark you people are. Well, how does that impact Biafra? How does that so-called liaison office, whatever it is called, wherever in the world, wherever you're putting it, how does it impact Biafra? How does it bring you Biafra? Because that office cannot work. No international community will identify with it. How? They won't identify with it because the Biafra is not yet a nation. You had an opportunity to make sure that you crumble the zoo and make sure there's no election in Biafra land so that you can be able to declare Biafra. Once you declare Biafra and you are able to fight to sustain it, they will recognize any liaison office anywhere in the world. You refuse to do what you're supposed to do. That's why they're looking at people as morons, because they look at Biafrans everywhere and they treat you badly because they feel that you are a nonsensical person. You have no brains. You're opening liaison offices everywhere. For what? What's the implication? No international, no nation of the world can liaise with that, can even come to negotiate or do anything with your liaison offices because it doesn't have. It is not legal. It is not a legal ground. It's not a legal person. It doesn't have a legal face in the international scene. It doesn't. And you people, ignorance, jubilating, liaison office here, Biafra house here. The world have seen that the house he called Biafra house was not bought. The world have seen the news. Then suddenly, he puts the flag in front of that building. Illegitimate, thank you so much. He puts the flag in front of the building, giving you, and that is telling you that whole house belonged to Biafra. lies upon lies, and you are dancing and somebody is lying to you and making you stupid, and you are congratulating the person. Don't you see how cursed you are? I'm not a cursed person, so I will speak. That's why this platform is a platform of truth. He brings a building, puts a flag in front of the building, put a coat of arms at the center of the building, telling you that the house belonged to him. Now he's showing, now that we have busted him, he now goes to one corner, layers with the person who is living in that apartment too, begin to do nonsense. He has the ability to put two flags. So why don't they join? Why don't they can do different flags? The one that Prince took, they put another one. So if what stops them from doing a normal big flag, the big one, and put in front of the building, as he showed you in that picture? You don't have sense. As he showed you in that picture. That is why Raf called him a criminal. And I'm going to play that voice of Raf again. I'll play it every day because one of his cabinet member must prove him to be a criminal. And I'll keep playing that voice of his cabinet member. That so-called cabinet. That's social media cabinet. I'll keep playing that. Let him listen to the voice of his cabinet member who has pointed out his criminality. One, the guy told him that for him to monetize his page, he's a criminal. That's what his cabinet member Raphael Ajere said. I'm not the one who said it. Raphael Ajere, who is a member in the so-called communication department that doesn't even know what communication is about. He said it. A cabinet member said that Simon is a criminal. Two, he said that Simon cloned an account. Am I the one who said it? We've been talking about the account, but now his cabinet member said Simon cloned an account and used it to collect money from you, this stupid Biafran who is there, blackmailing the accountability group, blackmailing the people of truth, blackmailing Biafra project. You criminal watching me, who is blackmailing the truth, blackmailing Mazin Amdekano. I'm not talking to those who are innocent, those who are supporting the truth. I'm talking to the criminals. Those are the people I'm talking to. I'm talking to those criminals. Listen to your cabinet member. Tell Simon. Now, the same account that he talked about is still being used by Simon. Now, you see how our people are. He no more sees that as criminal. He said Simon is criminal 101. He said that they cloned an account. That means using Azuka's husband's account to collect money from you. That is stupid. You, this e-frog here talking nonsense. He said they cloned an account. Now the same account is the one he comes on the platform every time they have fundraising to tell you to pay your money. He will sit down there, tell you also to send your money. The same person who told you that account was cloned. Listen to the criminal, Draft Ajere, because he's a criminal here, because he's now part of those calling you to pay money into that cloned account. This alone confirms he's a criminal, because he said that account is cloned. Because that account does not belong to Biafra. It belongs to Azuka's husband. So definitely that account is cloned. It was cloned and, of course, cloned under the website. You now send money into that account, which Araf have revealed to you that it is cloned. Now, the same Raf who revealed to you that account is cloned, who, of course, hence criminal, is now telling you to come and pay money into that cloned account. What does that tell you? He is now part of those profiting from that account. So he was saying it initially because he was not profiting from it. Listen to him. Listen to your criminal man.
Very well. Now the question is on Ekpa and the leadership of IPOB, the DOS. Very well. Now the question is between Simon Ekpa and the leadership of IPOB, the DOS, who is or who can be described as a career freedom fighter. The DOS has no monetized page. The DOS does not have membership page. The DOS does not broadcast on YouTube where they are being paid. The DOS have no private accounts that they have scammed or cloned for people to pay in ESM funds between Simon Ekpa and the DOS, who are the career freedom fighters. Those of you that cannot ask questions, you will continue to be scammed. Simon Ekpa is a scammer 101. I'll be dropping it as it comes.
I'll play it one more time. Listen.
One. Now the question is, between Simon Ekpa and the leadership of IPOB, the DOS, who is or who can be described as a career freedom fighter? The DOS has no monetized page. The DOS does not have membership page. The DOS does not broadcast on YouTube where they are being paid. The DOS have no private accounts that they have scammed or cloned for people to pay in ESM funds between Simon Ekpa and the DOS, who are the career freedom fighters. Those of you that cannot ask questions, you will continue to be scammed. Simon Ekpa is a scammer 101. I'll be dropping it as it comes.
Those of you who cannot ask questions. So they know that people are supposed to ask questions, right? So they know that people are supposed to ask questions. That means they see you as stupid and foolish because you cannot ask questions. That's what it means. They expect you to ask questions. They expect you to ask questions. But now they have known that you are very stupid. You are extremely stupid. So now they know you cannot ask questions. You heard him there. He said the account they scammed or cloned to tell people or ask Biafrans to pay in ESN funds into a cloned account coming from somebody who knows very well, who is an insider, Raf Ajere Chiamaka. Now he is now part of the criminals because he's now telling you to pay money into that same account he said is cloned. It's a scam account. And it's being used to extort people by claiming that the money belongs to ESN. That's what he said. That is what Raf said. Raf Chiamaka Ajere. The one who comes on social media want to feel larger than life. He's coming to, he wants to. I don't like bragging. That's the thing. I don't believe in us bragging. But sometimes they want to force people to just talk. They just want to force us to talk. Coming to talk. Can Raf sit where I can sit? Where the places I've gone to sit, can he go there? He cannot exude 0.000001% of the things I've done critically from the brain and the contributions I've made. He cannot. I'm not bragging, but I have to say it because he came online to make you feel like he is. The other time he came online and started talking about one radio station that I did. Did I call the link for me? As if he's the one who got and telling you that he has reached the people not to. Whereas the people said the woman who contacted him, and he now led the woman to me because he knows that he is not intellectually capable of dealing with these people in the US professionally, because he knows he doesn't have what it takes professionally when it comes to communication and media program, or media communication or media input. He knows he doesn't have it. You think it's just to have a platform and talk to Biafrans, because anything you tell, they just come on Biafra, just come to a place, just like 247 and all of them. They just come, you see them just talk anyhow. That is the level they can go. That is the level, and of course Biafrans will enjoy it. But when you talk about professionalism, that's where they will call you. You say, no, I know come on. The woman called him and said, Raf, there's an opportunity for you here in a radio station in America. He knows me, I know fit, and this one pass me. Before they go ask me a question, one of you answer. Or before I go, in Yoruba land, they say you go tabon. Those days, it's going to say don't tabon. You don't mess up. He now came to call me because he knows he doesn't have what it takes. You know, one tabon, he can't call me. He can't come with the brag. Say, hey, he saw he didn't have time. So can you imagine that nitwit? It's time we're going to put all of them in their place. It's time we put all of them in their place. Raf said that account was cloned. That means they used Azuka's husband's account, put it in the website for you to contribute ESN money to. Don't you have sense? Let me play it one more time in case your medulla oblongata is faulted or is having some technical faults. Listen to Raf Ajere again.
One. Now the question is, between Simon Ekpa and the leadership of IPOB, the DOS, who is or who can be described as a career freedom fighter? The DOS has no monetized page. The DOS does not have membership page. The DOS does not broadcast on YouTube where they are being paid. The DOS has no private accounts that they have scammed or cloned for people to pay in ESM funds. Between Simon Ekpa and the DOS, who are the career freedom fighters? Those of you that cannot ask questions, they will continue to be scammed. Simon Ekpa is a scammer 101.
Those of you who cannot ask questions will continue to be scammed. That is why you are here becoming an e-frog. You will continue to be scammed. Raf have told you. Raf has told you. Those of you who cannot ask questions, you will continue to be scammed. And that is why you are an idiot. Because you can't ask questions. So they'll continue to scam you. Raf is now telling you, pay money into that account. That tells you that he knows that you are stupid. So you have to come and pay the money. And all of these things are happening on the grave or the graves of the fallen heroes, the people who have shed their blood. These guys are scamming you. The people who have shed their blood, spitting on the graves of the dead. The blood of the dead will come for you who are supporting evil, who are supporting criminality. Prince is live here. You're welcome, sir. This is the Hero or Hero Honoring Day, and we're looking at the travails. At the same time, looking at the criminals, and at the same time, looking at how people have allowed themselves to be stupid because they cannot reason, as Raf said. They can't ask questions. You know, we are honoring these people today, and today I'm being very, 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 very hard with my statements, with my words. You're welcome, sir. Please take the mic.
To God be all glory that this day is here with us. The day that we remember all the blood of Biafrans shed for our freedom. We want to thank God that today it has pleased God to reveal the secrets, to reveal the truth about what is required for Biafra to come. The truth about the evils that had engulfed us. You see, each time we come to reveal the truth, Satan has a way to start igniting a call.
Yes, your stuff has gone low, very low.
Will triumph. So I'm gonna ignore this call. I'm gonna come back in.
Okay.
Because the Satan of our life want us not to declare the truth, but it can never stop us.
Definitely.
It can only interrupt us, but can't stop us. So I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna come back in.
Okay.
The points we are about to make are critical points.
All right.
And it relates to the freedom of Biafra. I'm sorry, I'm going out and I'm coming back in.
You're loud now. You're okay now. You're now okay. Okay, he's gone. So you cannot profit on the blood of fallen. You see, that is why I told you yesterday. I said we are watchers. We are watchers. We are watchers. We are called to watch over the truth. So if you think you are here to profit on the blood of the dead, we are watchers. We are called to watch over the truth. Remember, you're welcome. I think you have a gadget that's echoing from the dead. We are watchers. You have a gadget that is echoing. Watch over the truth. Remember, you're welcome. I think you have a gadget that's echoing from the dead. Yeah, you have a gadget that's echoing. Watch over the truth. Okay. Good to have you. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Honoring the dead, those who have shed their blood, those who were brutally killed, maimed. Let me just play this before we continue here. Let me just play. I want to remind the people of what happened in Kanu, the killing of this lady's father, and then this other stuff. Let me just play this so that it can prompt what we're going to say to the people. We cannot allow it for people to profit on the dead. Simon and Co have made themselves such. They cannot. So let me play this video, then we can comment. Prince is already here also. So let me play it.
Of Biafra.
We've lived in the north for so many years, and the reward the Hausas could give my poor father was to kill him. He was the first man killed in the May massacre. After being chased for some few yards, they shot at him, and then when they got him, they had to slice him into two, like, when you want to slice your bread into two. A human being being sliced into two. Can you imagine such a thing? Biafra is going to emerge as a nation. Despite the support of Britain, Russia, Egypt, and some other friends of Nigeria, we all will surely come out as a nation because we are fighting a just cause. Even a little child on the street will tell you this. We shall never go back to Nigeria again. God's grace will surely emerge as a nation. And so, as far as this war continues, we'll fight to the last man.
Måneder, og man vet ennå ikke om den kommer, eller om den vil lykkes om den kommer. Begge parter står steilt på sitt, krigen kan trekke i langdrag, og de vergeløse får lide videre. Doctor, you tell me that the children that you got here in this compound now are not the worst cases.
No, they are not worst cases at all. They are not. We have had worse cases than that.
Yes. Now, you sent away some recently.
Yes, we did. In fact, about 2 days ago, we sent away about 50. And the 50 cases we sent away were really very bad. They are really very bad.
And you have a possibility of sending some children to other countries.
Oh, yes, we do.
Yes.
We have the possibility.
How do you get them out?
But, people come, then they are flown away. They come down here, then we choose those that should be taken away, those we know that are difficult for us to keep here or treat because we don't have enough drugs and not enough food. So they are picked up and then flown away.
What would you estimate would be the chance of survival for these?
Well, some of them have very good chances if there is enough food and enough drug. But without enough food and enough drug, the chances are just bad. So I could say that some of them have chance of about, say, 50-50.
I see. And these are people who come from hiding, come from the bush.
Oh, yes. Some of them have been in hiding for quite a long time. When the Nigerian soldiers come in there and they know that they will be killed, so they just run into the bush. They stay there for quite a long time, nothing for them to eat. And so they develop this kwashiorkor, which is malnutrition. And then they come out so sickly. And then they are brought down here, and we have to see all what we can do to help them and treat them.
I see. And there's no question of surrendering for these people, despite...
Oh, no. That doesn't come into question at all. Because we know that surrendering means death. It means torture. It means death. It means something worse than this. That doesn't come into question at all. We are not thinking about it. And may I ask, will you actually advise us to surrender?
I'm asking questions.
I see. No, that doesn't come into question at all. We don't think about it. We know what it means. It just means death for us all. No, we are not going to surrender.
Do you think the world is slow in understanding what's
Very,
going on?
very slow indeed. In fact, I was so surprised that the world could be so slow in thinking. I never knew that man could be like this. I had always thought that man is a reasonable, understanding creature that feels the woes, the troubles of others. But I didn't know that man, especially those who are in power, those who rule, that they could be so wicked and so hardened that they cannot just feel the trouble, the woes of others, and that they could just determine to starve a whole people and to kill a whole people. No, the world is so slow in understanding. But in any case, I must add that I am glad that among all these, there are always a few people who do understand, and then gradually they make others feel. And I must say that I'm also glad that the world is now getting awakened to the realities of the situation.
Sweeping over the town, strafing and dropping rockets as they move. Yesterday, 27 people were killed and about 300 were injured. At precisely 1:30 every day, they come over the town as the marketplace is full, as patients are sitting out on the lawns at hospitals, and the clinics with children in them are moving in their exercise grounds. Here comes the next one. He's flying the other side of the mission church, sweeping to the right. Just above the mission there, one MiG-17, less than 300 feet high, strafing the ground as they move, dropping incendiary bombs and fragmentation bombs in the marketplaces around here. Yeah. To our right, there's one sweeping high over the trees, coming in for his second run now, positioning himself for the next run in. This mission, St. Finbus, is surrounded by Bofa guns, ACAC guns. They have no radar. They have to wait until they see the aircraft before they can give themselves time to load and fire and give the people surrounding this time to prepare themselves. There goes another one. This one hasn't fired, obviously positioning himself, and there's another one at 400 feet, banking low over the town, firing in straight to the Alto. We are in a particularly vulnerable spot here. There he goes. Flanking to the left, flanking to the left, rising up high over Amakia. He's dropping incendiaries. People in the bush. Listen, here comes another one. This is their 7th run in. The time is 1:45 on Saturday.
$1:45 on Saturday. Prince, before Serenity comes in, please, please, you can take it up from where you start.
Well, hello, my brother Serenity. Nice to see you.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, just watching that clip alone reveals the evils of our time. The evils of our time. All you were seeing there is worse than an armed robber coming into your house and just killing and killing and killing for your own goods, for your own things. Okay, that is the scale of what these evil nations that are propelled to steal. They preferred what you have to you, the owner. Okay, going back to what I was saying before, I was giving glory to God that it pleased him to reveal the souls of those who do not care about the blood, the millions of Biafrans that shed their blood, and all they are doing is to look for ways to steal from the blood money, the blood. They are eating, these are the people eating and drinking the blood of our fallen heroes and heroines. Simon is a blood consumer. He's eating poison. You see, anybody that seeks to benefit anything from Biafra struggle is nothing other than a cannibal. Is nothing other than an evil, blood-sucking demon. And it doesn't matter what shape or form somebody wants to take in wanting to eat from this struggle. My pity for people like Simon is that I don't think he knows the amount of evil and carnage and generational curse that he's placing on himself and his generation and all his cohorts, including those that are supporting him, whether blindly or deliberately. I don't think these people understand. But let me warn them, because as far as we are concerned, the genuine people of Biafra who understand the struggle, who understand what is required for this struggle, who are in the spirit of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who already had told you that the only way we are going to arrive in Biafra is by holding on to the truth, holding on to Elohim, nothing other than by the truth. It won't come through Odieshi. It won't come through lies. It won't come through scam. It won't come through gambling. Look at this silly gambling. Gambling. Oh, wait and see. There will be no election in Biafra land because of what we have on the ground. Election had come and gone. Gambling to even now, when Biafrans are told, don't worry, from the 29th, you will see. Let go, just, oh my God. Now, the one thing Biafrans need to understand is that demons have possessed Simon, and these demons have sent him mad. So he had to go and play like a mad person, giving promises upon promises and embarrassing himself and his cohorts. Okay, today is 30th. Ladies and gentlemen, what did Simon promise you that will happen on the 29th and after 29th? Is this different from all those fake promises that you have been given in order to lure you into investing and funding Simon's soul organization? Is what is happening now different from all those silly, childish promises geared towards emptying your pockets for the struggle, but emptying your pocket only for Simon's organization, which he told you that it is the Biafrans that are funding my organization? Or you did not hear him properly? I want to remind you that there is only one thing, because I'm a very good observer of events. There's only one thing that Simon had called correctly. Only one thing. And that thing, you go and check, was when Simon told Azoka, this will not end well. I want you to know that in history, that is the only thing we will point at as the only thing Simon was right on. And if you ever thought he was right on any other thing, I will need you to bring evidence. It will not end well, because even Simon realized, even though he could not stop himself from being controlled by Azoka, Simon realized that where Azoka was going will not end well. But because he is a lunatic who claims to be a dragon, but dragon controlled by women, in spite of seeing that it will not end well based on Azoka's dispositions, he could not help himself because he had to be controlled by Azoka. Let me tell you why Azoka controls Simon. Azoka and Ngozi Orabueze, they know all the secrets of Simon. And Simon is only clinging on to them so that they will not let out all his evil secrets. But the truth is that genuine Biafrans already know 3/4 of those secrets. Whatever Azuka and Ngozi is holding is just 1/4, perhaps. We have 3/4 of Simon's secrets, because all he has done is to lie. All he has done is to scam. All he has done is to be fraudulent. All he has done. Have you asked yourselves one single question? Why is it that Simon had to use huge Biafran flag, fake flag, and superimposed it over advertisement board that the landlords owning the property he claims belongs to Biafra? Why on earth did Simon use a huge copycat Biafran flag and covered a whole advertisement board listing this property to the people, and claimed that he has acquired a whole house for Biafrans? Have you asked yourselves that question? And have you asked yourself, why is it that suddenly the whole house he claimed he got for Biafra turned into Unit 2? How did that come about, from a whole house to Unit 2? Because we caught him out and we found the truth that this house was on lease, that he actually superimposed fake flag on a huge board. Have you asked yourself, why is it? Even if he acquired, even if he acquired suit 2, have you asked yourself why Azuka Charles, who lives in America, has not gone there with the papers proving that this particular suit 2 is rented on behalf of Biafra? Have you asked yourself why the criminal who claims to be a Biafra that was mounting Biafran flag, why he cannot show his face? And do you think that indeed there is anything for Biafra in that house? And the Azuka Charles would not be the first person to go there to showcase herself, her silly self, and dance around like she does. The truth is that we have good information that that Unit 2 was sublet. It was sublet. That's why they cannot show you any paperwork proving that indeed this belongs to Biafra. That's why the idiot, the criminal working with Simon, who is mounting flag, can never show his face. Now, as a genuine Biafran, we are not going to tolerate anybody using Biafran flag, especially somebody in the position of the criminal Simon Ekpa, who had desecrated Biafran flag in Germany because he was fighting for Nigeria, because he was defending Ekweremadu, and tore Biafran flag. To use the same Biafran flag carrying the blood of millions of our fallen heroes, to use the same flag to defraud Biafrans, that would happen over our dead body. Okay? And that's why I still have that flag in safekeeping in my house, because we can't be alive and watch this criminal carry on embarrassing, dehumanizing, and dragging the name of Biafra and Biafrans through the mud. We can't take it. When Biafra is restored, Biafran divine constitution will deal with each individual based on what they have done, based on what they have said. You see, we're not in the business of threatening people. We don't have time for that, because we have our focus on restoration of Biafra and release of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. These are our primary and sole objective. And we are not here to declare ourselves anything. Now, I want to rest it here. Don't forget that Simon Ekpa had just created a republic that never existed, Biafra Republic. There was never anything called Biafra Republic. And he claims to be the prime minister, which we know is only a crime minister because he is the master of criminality. But we are going to prove him wrong, and we're going to make sure that he accounts for every penny he stole from Biafrans. I thank you.
Well, thank you. You just made me remember something. I want to send a message to that person who sent me a message on Twitter telling me that he's in Ghana and he's going to get me and all of that. I'm waiting for you. I just don't respond to people when they send messages because I know you guys are all idiots. When you are through boasting and bragging, you can come and meet me where I am or look for me where I am and do what you want to do. It's good. Just keep boasting and bragging, all of you. I don't have time for you guys. I'm here to do my job. So I'm just telling you, by the ways, anyways. It's not important. I was not supposed to talk about it, but anyways. Now, Sarunadi, you see this this whole thing. Of course, we see how people are scheming and scamming Biafrans based on the fact that people have lost their lives because of this. Scamming the people, in spite of the lives we've lost. It is about almost 2 weeks now. They started arranging some stuff about the 1 week plus. Now they arranged some stuff in that office. We have not seen anybody go there to hold session, or we have not seen them sitting down in that office. We have not seen him post any picture of anybody who is sitting in the office and job going on now, because by now they have finished arranging those chairs. They gave us the impression they were arranging chairs. By now, office activities are supposed to commence. Scamming people using the blood of the fallen heroes. Surunadi, please go. Okay. Sorry. All right, please go on.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh yeah. They say the wise hears and becomes wiser. So when you hear and you still want to be, dribbled, you want to wallow in your own abject misunderstanding, that is your own cup of tea. It's about time for those who have ears to give ear, listen, hear, and understand. Now today, Biafrans, are we celebrating? Let me ask you, Kelechi, are we celebrating or mourning?
It's a big question because in one way we are celebrating in the future, knowing that we're going to get Biafra. It's a mourning because these people died gruesomely and they were not supposed to die that way.
Okay. Now, from my personal point of view, we have not started. If I say now, some people might pick offense. We have not started. The day we shall actually mourn our heroes, like the Israelis mourn the victims of the Holocaust. You understand? So that day, we have to appease the blood of our people. You call them fallen heroes. These guys they are asking for justice. They are asking, when are we going to fight for them? They have not been liberated. They don't know actually where they belong. Are they Nigerians or are they Biafrans? Apparently, they died Biafrans. But because we failed them, we the living, we failed them. We did not accomplish that mission for them to have a resting place. Hence the Fulanis, the Yorubas. I'm going to start putting Yorubas now because they are the one who truncated another opportunity. They played that first one on you, not me. Because we saw it. the few that saw it. Just like when Israel was about to be conquered by the Babylonians, there were a lot of people some few who escaped because they saw it was revealed to them. But the foolish ones stayed there, believing that they got an army, not knowing that they have offended God, and the army will become powerless. So that is what it is. Yes. We have not actually appeased the souls of our brothers who were martyred. I don't say killed. We say killed like as if we were fighting. You saw the clip you showed there? Those are jet bombers. Who were they bombing? Were they going after Biafra military? Or were they going to Biafra headquarters to bomb Ojukwu and his fortified military? They went out, they were bombing marketplaces, school places, hospital places. You understand? Public places, villages, bushes where they know that our people ran into the bushes. They started, and the same thing they carry on till as I'm speaking to you now. They're doing the same thing. Very proud they hear where ESN is. They know it's a danger zone. They're not going to go over there. They go to places where our people are vulnerable.
Now, let me remind you, Serenity, that the same thing. If you remember, Simon's boys, Butuzo and Co, went to Uguta to commit crime. They killed the Eze and all of that. Now they commit the crime and they run into the bush. Now the people the soldiers have come to those communities, killing the people. Do you know that on Friday night, people slept in the bushes? The rain that night, they were in the bushes. The rain fell on them throughout that night.
You see that kind of terrible condition they impose on our people, that kind of living condition. Do you know what it means to live, to stay in that inclement weather, living inside the bush, babies, the sick, the elderly, the pregnant women who are in labor? They are afraid of who? Citizen soldiers that are supposed to defend them, protect them. They're afraid of them. These are like invading soldiers. They are not real. They're like foreigners, foreign invaders, you know, engaging in a war of aggression against our people. And somebody's out there launching liaison offices, Ponzi scheme liaison offices, raising flags. Do you put flag anywhere you see? That flag, I told you, is a sacred cloth. You don't misuse it. You don't misplace it for the wrong purpose of mine. And people are jubilating. Are you jubilating, making fool and mockery of yourselves? Talking about Heroes Day. When started, we're not offering. How are you going to celebrate your Heroes Day within the enemy territory? Everywhere in that space, in that bay called Biafra, is a bay. You know, when you go to an ocean, I don't know what they call it, you know, bay, that open space. That is why it's called Biafra. The bite of Biafra, bay, if you know what bay is. Open space. In an given area. When you're selling from an ocean.
Like you have a Tapapa area, they call it Takwa Bay. There was a time we went to
that's what it is.
Yes,
Snake Island, spread out from the ocean.
Yes.
That's Biafra, bite of Biafra. And Nigeria tried to fizzle it or fiddle. What's the right word to use? You understand? That they try to smother it. That's what it is. And you say you're telling me you're celebrating or mourning them, you can't mourn them. Look what they do. The Israelis do. They probably would have chosen to stay in Europe, so that at a time like this they gather together. Or maybe, are you telling me today that every Biafran in the Nigerian contraption is mourning our heroes today? Are they people in Lagos? Are they? They've gone about their business trading with their trader mentality.
Definitely.
Those ones, they have gone about APC, Tinubu mentality. You understand? Those people that Simon Plant put in the forest, giving them, what is it? Crumbs. They're going about terrorizing our people instead of protecting our people. When our people see what is happening, they lose hope.
Mm.
They don't have faith in us. Ordinarily, their faith, their hope would have risen when they see us.
Mm.
That they know that they have youth, young men and women that are poised to defend them, to defend the common cause. But what is going on today? Liaison here, liaison there. Prime Minister, Prime Minister, Prime Minister, Prime Minister. Making no positive impact on ground. You're telling me Heroes Day. If you are mourning, I'm not mourning. I'm in a bitter mood. The mood of bitterness. I'm embittered. I feel like going on a rampage. I feel like going on berserk against the enemy.
Mm.
They offended us. They maltreat us. They mistreat us. And they rub it in our faces. Asking us, what can you do? And we are proving them right. Because we can't do nothing. All we do is come to social media and have a Biafra of hallucinate about Biafra. Hey, Biafra, don't worry. God will send there another Moses from across the blue sky to lead us across the Red Sea.
Mm.
That ain't going to happen. You know, you call your spade, your spade becomes a spade. You call your spade, whatever name you give to your spade is what that spade becomes. You understand? You got to rise up. We got to rise up, pull the bull by the horn. We're not going to tell the enemy, signal the enemy about our weaknesses. It's about time to strike the nail in the head. It's about time to poke our fingers in the enemy's eyes.
Mm.
Deal decisively with them.
Mm.
We're not going to tell them we're weaklings. We're not going to freeze when the enemy freezes. You'll see the whole world gather to elect a Barabbas. All they did is to tell us to trample on us. They did this in envy of us. You understand? They circumvent against us. They gather like vultures to devour us. And then we like candlestick in the wind, candlelight in the wind. We're not going to do anything about it. All we do, we have these splinter groups here and there. Simon Ekpa, swindling our people, fooling our people all day long. I have something here, a clip here. If you permit me, I will show you something about Simon. He acting like y'all don't know nothing. I told, listen, permit me to show this a little. Okay. This is us. This is AB Vet.
Simply because of the court appearance by Nnamdi Kanu on a particular Monday. And because of that, it wasn't a security issue. Was it a safety?
Let me see if I can bring you fully. Well, sorry, I want to bring you full.
What was it a security issue?
Well, you know, when this thing happened, when the abduction of Nnamdi Kanu happened, so
this is Simon on our program, AB Vet. I went Republic of Biafra government in exile. This is him.
To, you know, because I have actually weighed the situation of things. What happened in 2015 to 2017 and how everything ended and how he was released. And then I also made a research on the current situation and status of the struggle and a lot of things that has happened. So I made I made some kind of I noted something down, some strategies down, which I feel and believe could be some of the key we can to bring him out of the problem.
Okay. I don't want to take too long. What I'm trying to relay here is this is the guy who turned around after this and called us criminals.
Mm.
This is the guy who went and plagiarized everything we put out there.
Mm.
You understand?
Yes.
And then he playing a fast one Hold on. I have I got something here I put out. You probably have seen it. So let me not take your time of the program. Yeah, everything we put, this guy went and turned it the other way around. We said Republic of Biafra government in exile. We beckoned on him to come join us so we can put things straight, do things the right way. This guy went and found Biafra Republic. The same thing. We opened Biafra House, Biafra headquarters here. This guy went a few miles from the block where we have our headquarters situated. He went and said he made a Biafra House. That he's going to open his Republic of Biafra headquarters. We went and figured out what is this guy up to after speaking with him.
Why is he running away from working with others?
That's what I don't get. And fools here don't get the picture clear. This is how he shot into the limelight, the negative limelight. This is how he came to broadcasting on. This is how he came about, like trying to, when we tried to make way for him to start broadcasting on Radio Biafra, DOS did not allow him. We persuaded the DOS to allow him a slack on Radio Biafra. This is how he came about the autopilot thing. You don't know what was going on. I told you there are things I may say here. It will go a long way to hurt the struggle. There are people who have secret of the state secret. So we don't reveal certain things. You don't know. That is why I feel like sometimes slamming your head with sledgehammer. You are so blind. Even in a broad daylight, 12 noon, broad daylight, you cannot see. You cannot read. You cannot see beyond your noses. It's terrible. That is what I don't get. This guy is a crook. Simon is a crook. He cannot even get close. I told you all. He got my number. He knows who I am. He knows who is speaking. Let him get to me. Call me. Or otherwise, call me. I will knock on his door in Finland and tell him that I am here. I will wake him up in his bedroom. I'm not joking. You don't know what you got. You want me to come here and blow everything open. Idiots, bunch of idiots. Ragamuffins. Your stupidity stinks to high heavens. You're here talking about our heroes' day. We ain't got day yet for our heroes. I told that in my first video I ever made. I told you there's no room for us to celebrate our heroes. We have heroes. Nigeria does not have heroes. They have Ali Babas.
Correct.
They have Aninis. They have Otondo. That's all they have. They're meandering, jumping around, because when the cats are away from the house, you see the mice or the mouse peeping around. But they're not going to do that when the cats are home. That's what you could say. When men were men, where were you? We know the arts of fighting war. We know the arts of war. Not joking. We say, let's do things the right way. These packed out and trailer mentality idiots will not listen. They mess up everything. Now they have scared our people away. Instead of winning our people to our side, we scare them away by acting irately. Militancy is not military. Piracy is not military. Banditry is not military. All those joined together don't spell freedom fighting.
And those are the things we're seeing today.
This is what it is. Kidnapping does not spell freedom. Dancing around identifying with the enemy does not spell freedom fighting. The enemy congratulating you for appointing yourself prime minister and you are not popular among your people does not entail freedom fighting. Freedom fighting does not entail shooting at police, collecting their money, their whatever money on the street, shooting at them, and running inside the bush. telling me you're talking about guerrilla warfare. That ain't no guerrilla warfare. That is pickpocketing. Petty thievery. You don't understand how long it is going to carry on. Bunch of idiots. How long it is going to carry on? How long are we going to roll like this? And the enemy has studied us. Figured out that we have nothing up our sleeves. That is why things has gone awry. They are holding Nnamdi, and we have done nothing. And Nnamdi instructed that if you see him, if you look for him and you don't see him, burn down the zoo. What is Simon doing? He said he was gonna launch. What was that? Then what I saw was two canoe being carried on the boat on the truck. He said he was sending it to the Niger Delta, whatever, to defend the Niger Delta. What man? You're gonna let yourself be fooled a lot of times. Twice beaten, twice shy. You're gonna let yourself be fooled all this while. And people are telling you the way you are going, there's no life there. You are applying a dead end. You don't want to listen. You don't want to hear. You don't want to get curious. These people that are these few men that are telling you this, who are they? What are they up to? Have you tried and failed? Heroes there, heroes there. What? You are still within the Nigerian territory. You're talking about heroes there. Who are your heroes? Why are you celebrating your heroes there? You cannot celebrate independence within the enemies, your colonizers. And you're telling yourself you are free, you are independent, and you are still being colonized by Fulani, country-smelling Fulani. Is going to be the one to decide your fate, to decide your destiny. What a heck. What are you telling me? Unless I shout like a madman, you're not going to listen. What is that? Tell me, what is the achievement of Simon ever since he came out? Other than launching ESN fundraising. The ESN, he cannot tell about ESN. He was not there. He didn't know anything about ESN. Nothing. This guy went defiling the Biafran colors, Biafran flag, and you're hailing him. Do you think you grab the flag and you mount it anywhere? To sway the people?
Yeah.
To derail the struggle? To misrepresent what the flag stands for? You're telling me you have Biafra House, who removed the flag? Instead of you congratulating the man who went there and secured our flag from being misused. You don't know about 419? 419 stays in Finland and sells you a seaport in Nigeria. Only for you to go there. Where's the seaport? You already paid. That's what it is. Ibu alhaji ibu ayakaya. What part of what I'm saying you don't understand? You're talking about how much followers you have on YouTube, social media, and that is what is going to get you Biafra. How many followers you have? How many people that has come to pay ESN fundraising? After ESN fundraising, you go and open up a computer or social media app where people have to pay you. What's the other one? They call what's the thing you have to pay? Prior, you cannot speak on his program unless you have to drop some money. Where is the money at? For how many years have Simon collected ESN fundraising? Where is it at? Where are the ESN? Other than what is going on in Uguta right now as we speak, in Osun, where a royal father was murdered. Not just a young man, an old man that needs to be protected, that needs the youth to protect him. He got mauled down.
By Simon's men.
Done by Simon. Why is it? Why is it? Why the concentration of the Nigerian kangaroo, Janjaweed military? Why in Imo State? Why in Oguta? Why in Osun? Killing the people, traumatizing them, terrorizing them. And we're looking, and yet we have a prime minister who cannot spell a B from a bull's foot. That bull in a China shop. Arrogant nonsense. You arrogance. It's time to wake up. Wake up, for you are making crooked, distressed ways of the Lord. You are making crooked, distressed ways of freedom fighting. Go and study about freedom fighting. Talk about Samara Machel. Talk about what's Museveni, Yoweri Museveni. Talk about what's his name? You know what I'm talking about. Talk about the people of Israel. Is this how they carried on in freedom fighting? I envy the Arabs. When they set out to do something, they are mean, they are lean. They're serious about it. You know what I'm saying? What the heck is going on with our people? How many years has it taken you? Igbo are intelligent. They're this and that. Yorubas, the Fulanis have put you. They have taken you to the laboratory. They have measured you with a barometer. And they figure out that you are nothing. You don't know nothing about freedom fighting. You embark on freedom fighting, but the enemy are all over your place, occupying your territory, vandalizing and destroying all kinds of things, meandering everywhere, freely, without fear.
And when we tell them, let's come together and do things right, they want to fight that plan. They want to destroy it because they don't want their freedom. Prince, you want to say something there?
Badly. I was just listening to my brother there spilling out the pure facts. You see, if not the fact that each day that Simon derails this movement, Nnamdi Kanu's life continuously will continue to be at risk. If not for that, I would be laughing at all this stupidity that he's expressing. The critical question we must ask Simon and all those that are following him, who are basically Nigerians anyway, irrespective of what name they are answering, is this. Have you ever seen any Fulani or Fulanese in the entire Biafran state being injured, being killed, being captured? Is it not Biafrans that are killing Biafrans in Biafra land, injuring them? Is it not Biafrans and the Fulani Nigerian state murdering Biafrans? Is it not Simon Ekpa and Azuka's militias that are killing Biafrans alongside Nigerian terrorist government? I would like people to show us evidence of any Fulani or Fulanese that have been captured, that have been killed, that have been injured in Biafra land by Simon's men. Because you see, without evidence, without truth, you can all continue to wallow in severe ignorance that is renowned for Nigerians anyway. Now, I've received 2 calls from 2 people who wanted to justify Simon by saying that what Simon is doing is propaganda and that you need propaganda in freedom fighting. And I was thinking, which propaganda on earth is against the people that the propaganda should work for? I've never known that in the history of mankind. I've never known where we are projecting a building that is fraudulent in order to scam Biafrans have become a propaganda in favor of Biafrans. I've never known this type of propaganda in my life. It is as good as the enemies promoting Simon Ekpa. And Simon Ekpa saying that Nnamdi Kanu said that one day our enemies will write about us. What has that got to do with what Nnamdi Kanu was talking about? For anybody to think that all this stealing, scamming, gambling by Simon Ekpa is a propaganda in favor of Biafra, that tells me another level of insanity that have gripped our people, or those who call themselves our people, but they are Nigerians and Fulanese in disguise. But let me reassure you all, especially our brother Soronadi, we are working with Chukwu Okike, God Almighty, Elohim, who works with the few in order to protect his glory and to show his glory. Don't worry about the multitude of their lunacy, because usually that is how God operates. It must seem impossible for it to become possible for God, so that his glory can be shown and can be seen. Because the majority of people will always steal God's glory. So, I want to rejoice in the Lord that God has found in the few the truth, the sincerity, the determination, the zest to go and restore Biafra and release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Always remember Joshua and how God scaled down the number of people needed for the job. What we are doing is spiritual. It has huge spiritual implications. If the world decided us, we will give the glory that belongs to God to man and the world. God is doing all this for a purpose, to secure his glory, so man can be drawn back to God, the owner, the creator, and the owner of all things great and small. We need to understand this, and in that truth, hold our spirits up and move forward and go and get Biafra with Elohim, our God, our Maker, and the only one we are going to be worshipped. And leave Simon Ekpa, who wanted glory for himself, who told you today that he is Boris Johnson, tomorrow he is Nigel Farage, the next day he is the lion, the next day he is the one that will deliver not only Biafra but Africa, the one that wanted to place his name in the history. But I tell you, that history will speak of him as the most vile, the vilest of all offenders in Biafra, of all offenders in humanity. That would be the history of Simon Ekpa.
Yeah.
And I can assure you that. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Praise. Because of our time, we would have just said so many things. Surrender, just 1 minute. Say your last words to Biafrans regarding.
Okay. Yeah, maybe let me reiterate what I was saying before.
Okay.
We are mocking Biafran heroes. We are not mourning them. The only time we will appropriately, this is from a personal point of view. Please don't get offended. Don't get swayed.
Correct.
The only time we will mourn Biafrans, our heroes, the only time we will celebrate them is when we are on our side of the divide, Biafra, fully independent. That day, we shall mourn our people, remember them, and their spirits will answer us, and God will answer us. But for now, we are within the Nigerian territory. We are not mourning, we are mocking them, because the enemy that killed us, the camouflage, the army colors they used to kill us, gun us down, they are still wearing it, parading themselves around. So we are not mourning them. We're not doing anything. You understand? Simon Ekpa went and got the UPF award, and you people inclined it towards Biafra freedom. That is not what it is. That is an irony. It's the opposite of what it stands for. It's playing double standard. UPF does not endorse separation. You understand? It does not separation. What do you call it? The other word for separation, like succeeding, like the way Nigeria is. They like everything to be tight, whether you are dying or not in their marriage. They want you to stay in there. And Simon is fighting for separation. They do not support separation. Simon is fighting for separation. He went and got certificate.
Do you know
from an organization that does not support separation, and they want to separate from Nigeria? What does that tell you?
To buttress that very important point, do you know that what Simon Ekpa did there was exactly what he was alleging that Ifeanyi Ejiofor did with the Eastern governors against Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, because that body also issued certificates for some Eastern governors because of their belief in Nigeria. Okay, it is the same thing that Simon was accusing Ifeanyi Ejiofor that Simon did. Simon went and obtained whatever award he obtained from an organization that does not endorse separation, an organization that wants Nigeria as one entity, and you want to see those that obtain the same award with Simon to know that Simon is on the other side. And that's why they are hailing him. So we can't lose these points. They are very vital.
Thank you so much, Prince. Thank you. Because of our time, we're going to have time to discuss further, about these things. Hopefully, let's say tomorrow, hopefully we're going to do more justice to these facts, because we need to educate the people to understand these things very well. We want to appreciate you all. It's already 2 hours, and so we don't want to cross that, because we know that some of you need to watch and all of that, have time to watch. When it exceeds and all of that, you complain of data, and sometimes complain of too long for you to see to watch. So we're going to be here again tomorrow, hopefully by God's grace. Please understand that we are mocking these dead if we don't rise, stand together right now, come under the auspices of the Accountability Transparency Group, because that is where we are coming together, working under the Republic of Biafra government in exile to do the right thing. When it is the right platform of truth, then it is the right place to be. So we are calling you to be part of it. We shall be here tomorrow to buttress this point and to explain more to you so that you can get to understand more about what is happening. Thank you so much. Please share. Those of you who can cut these parts, this parts Prince have spoken, cut it, forward it, share it. Those parts Serena they have spoken, cut it, share it. Let people get the message also brief like that, because some people can watch 5 minutes and 10 minutes, none of that. Just give some, let people get these messages. Share it far and wide so that people can understand these things. And so you'll see how we can get our freedom together. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Serena, for being here. Thank you so much, Prince. Appreciate you so much. Appreciate you so much for doing this great, service to Biafra. And we appreciate you all for always being there to watch and to also listen. Play your part and do what you have to do for the sake of the souls of those who are dead, so that we can get to our land and honor them and mourn them. Thank you all. We'll see you some other time tomorrow. Thank you. Same time. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.